First of all, as students, we're going to need to set up your Mac computers so that they will work. We want the edit, but we don't want this edit mode. We want edit preferences from the main file, the main menu. When you get to preferences, click on input and tick the boxes for emulate number pad and emulate 3-button mouse. If you have a 3-button mouse, you don't need to. In my case, I have a full-size keyboard, so I don't need emulate keyboard or number pad. Next, we're going to go into edit mode, object edit, and the tab key is the shortcut for this. We'll select face select tool, and now we're going to select all, A for all, and now we're going to go over to the modifiers menu and select mirror. We're going to mirror our object. So all the basic settings should be just right. Don't add clipping, we'll do that after the first move. So we should be able to go G for grab. Now move it on the X-axis. So you push GX for that. Separate them. Now go back to your modifier and select clipping. Right, now this will join when we bring the cubes together, clipping will join them. E, extrude, and it will automatically go on the vertical axis. Again, about roughly the size of a cube that we have already. So we do that 4 times. Now we move it a little bit, and E again, and now the clipping will join those 2 surfaces together. We keep selecting surfaces. To select 2 surfaces, draw a little box or shift click. Now we need to go to the 3D cursor setting, and we want these to scale off the 3D cursor. S for scale and X, SX. We scale it in, and now we can extrude again. Now that should be the waist of our robot or Roblox. So we'll bring it up for the torso, but notice I've done E twice, 3 times. Now that's to give us some vertices to make the shape. If you go all the way, it's going to be harder to work with. A little bit, so we're going to scale into the neck. So we're going to go S for scale and scale it in like so. Now we're going to go E and extrude, and we'll do that twice. So we've got an extra bit of geometry. Now we're going to scale it out on the top one, where it is there, S for scale, and we're going to do it again on the sorry, that was the SX for scale. Now we're going to scale it again on the Y axis. So we're going to go SY. This is going to be the head. So we go E again and lift it up to what you think's good for a head. Now we're going to go a little short one, so we've got the geometry to put a bit of shape on it. When this happens, it slides like so. Sometimes it's just easier to go Control Z, which is undo, or Command Z, which is undo. I tried to fix it there, but it was so much easier just to undo it. Now I've undone it twice, and I'll just extrude it again. Okay, now we scale it in, and it stayed on the X-axis, SX, and we should scale it on the Y-axis as well. So we'll do an SY, just a little bit, so the head looks a bit round. Now, I've got where the arm's going to go, and I'm going to go I for inset. And how that shapes is an inset. Now I'll go E, extrude, And I'll do that a few times so that I've got the geometry again, so that we can operate the arms a little bit. We'll put the arms into a pose in the second video. Just E and E again. Now that should be long enough for the arms. Now the next step is to give the body and torso a little bit of shape. And that is just by grabbing the face and not extruding, just grabbing. So here, for example, shift click to select the faces, and then G, and that needs to be done on the Y axis. G, Y. Okay, you get the shape that you want somehow there. Okay, I'll do a bit on the back. Click, shift click. Okay. G, and go on the Y axis. Now I clicked the X axis by mistake. We wanted the Y, so all I did was click the Y on the keyboard. You can just swap around if you select the wrong one. Here again, I'm going to go G, Y. That's GX, then GY, depending on what I want. Don't forget the letter after the operation, because that locks it to the axis for you. GY. You can see the axis goes a brighter colour when it's selected. So whatever shape you want, keep it all blocky. Keep it like mostly squares and sharp corners and so on. It'll be easy to print, and we will be able to fix that. Now here I'm putting a Control plus R, which is a loop cut, and I'm just clicking select, so it's in half. Now I'm just going to extrude the foot out from the bottom a little bit, and that will be okay. Now hopefully that will be big enough to stand on when we've finished. We better save this project, either Command S or Control S, and we'll just save it somewhere in a folder. Give it a name with your nickname on it, so that when I come to printing I know whose work I'm working on. I'm going to click and then shift click. I've made sure I got the face select tool on. Now they're all selected. I'm just going to use the number pad 1 so I'm in front view, and then I'm going to go GX and slide it out to what I want for the shape. In the next video we will add some eyes as well and hands.